Hello.
Hello.
Yay.
Welcome to Two Tangled Skeins. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7. Today we are Sunday, July 30th. Sorry.
We've thrown her all out of whack now.
Yep. And I'd like to welcome new and returning viewers. This is episode 210, and it's our happy 5th year's Podiversary thingy.
Happy Podiversary. Happy Podiversary.
Look who's here.
Look what we dragged in from the
I don't
outside.
have any lines there,
No,
so I'm
you
just going
don't.
to be silly instead.
Yep.
But you can say who you are, though.
Well, they know, but some, you still want to say it.
In case there are new people,
Mm-hmm.
hello, I am Selma Knits. My name is Selma, and I'm also known as Selma Knits on Instagram and Ravelry.
And where else?
Of the Little Big Knits podcast.
Oh, yeah! Never occurred to me to say that, but I do have my own podcast, too, called Little Big Knits.
Yep. It's kind of awesome. If you haven't watched it, get on over there. There's 3 episodes.
I'm Lynn, also known as Toll Baby, and you can find us everywhere.
That's I just stop it there.
There we go.
Good.
Sure, that makes my life easier because I don't have to go through the whole
Nope.
list.
That's fine.
All
And
places.
you have a foe.
You have a foe.
It's not technically finished because I haven't seamed it, but I wanted to show you guys how it went together first. So look at this teeny little baby sweater.
That is so beautiful.
It's the teeniest thing I have ever made.
Did you use the whole skein?
Oh,
Not even close. Oh, wow. Yeah.
no. I used about 2/3 of the skein,
Yeah,
probably.
it looks like 60% or something.
Yeah, thereabouts. So this is the Baby Surprise Jacket by Elizabeth Zimmerman, and this is how it goes together.
I would like to see that, too.
I'm going to take it apart. Well, there's only a locking stitch marker holding it together.
You need a nice little button.
I need several nice little buttons. It is knit as a big piece of origami. That's how it's knit. Flat. Garter stitch. No seams, except for
That blows my mind.
when you put it together, that's the front, you fold this up to the top, and you seam across the shoulder. I added a crocheted edge to make it easier to pick up the stitches, to seam it, because I'm just going to crochet across, and that way there's going to be this nice little chevron border at the top. So I added the crocheted border for that.
And at some point during the episode, she'll be like, it's done.
I will be seaming it during the episode. And you fold this side up like so, with the little crocheted edge. And you have a little sweater.
Unbelievable.
I love this thing. It is the best, cleverest pattern design I have ever come across. And of course, it's Elizabeth Zimmerman because she was the knitting godmother. And I've made probably a dozen of these.
Yeah, you've made quite a few. Is that the smallest one?
This is the smallest one I've ever made. This is tiny. I used fingering weight yarn and a 3.75 millimeter needle. 3.75? I don't remember now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, 2.75, which is US 3. No, that's the wrong thing. No.
No, you told me it was a 3.75.
And you didn't correct the show notes because I just copy-pasted them from last week's.
3.75.
One of these days we'll get it right.
I copy-paste
was
what
his-
you give me.
What I was copy-pasting what you put on the site.
Ladies,
Did I not
ladies,
change it?
ladies.
No.
Oh. Oh, well.
One of
just
these
see
days
if
we'll
she-
get it right.
Just want to see if she's paying attention.
Well, I am because that's wrong.
So 3.75? So
yeah, which is
almost
the US 5. And with fingering weight yarn, it gives me this really, really cute little teeny sweater that is fairly bulky. Like, it's not a bulky fabric, but it's fairly dense for sock yarn.
So, so this is,
Very
what size is this supposed to be?
Newborn.
Newborn, and it does look like a newborn size.
Yep.
So you used, there's this much left.
Yep. I used about probably 200 grams, 50 grams, 200 yards, 200 and 250 yards, roughly.
So that's cool. So then probably with, a 3-month or 6-month size, you'd end up using almost the whole ball.
Well, to make bigger sizes, I just changed the yarn and the needles. Honestly, the way the pattern's written, you just
Oh, you go to a
size
heavier
it
yarn?
however you like. Yep,
Okay.
I've done it in worsted, I've done it in bulky, I've done it in sport. This is the first time I've used sock yarn though, and it's so teeny tiny.
That is so cool.
So that's how it goes together, and this was made out of Borgo di Pazzi Magic Kete in the Plumes colorway. So, very, very colorful. They are not going to lose this kid. And that's it. That's my faux.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Very nice. I don't have a faux.
Well, you do. It's just not.
I have a faux, but I don't have a faux here.
She's saving it for her podcast.
No, I went to block my Oracle shawl last night. We went out last night to the theater. And when we got home, I blocked it, and I thought it would be dry by this morning, but it's in the basement. And I guess because it's like in the winter, things would just be dry. But I went to unblock it, to take it off, and I was like, oh, it's still wet. So I couldn't bring it to show you. I think the more often I show that shawl, the better. But it's really gorgeous, and hopefully it will be dry by later today, and I can take some pictures of it and put it on Instagram. So I test knit the Oracle shawl for Kristen Lehrer of Woolen Vine Yarns and of Yarngasm Podcast, and it's going to be published this week.
I was going to ask you, when's it going to be published? Because we have people going grabby hands.
It's really, 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 really fun shawl to knit. Used the entirety. Well, this is interesting. I ended up running out of yarn for the last skein, but I suspect that my yarn was short because I didn't run out of yarn for any of the other ones. The other two, perfectly fine. So I suspect that there was a little bit less. It still looks fine. And the great thing about that shawl is, like, really, you could... It's a little bit like the Exploration Station. He suggests so many colors, but if you've actually seen Stephen West's version of the Exploration Station, some of his have, like, 5 or 6 different colors. Like, you know, you can play around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's the same type of thing that if you thought that you might not have enough, you could use 4 colors instead of 3 colors. Anyway, it's really fun.
Did you end up adding a different yarn to finish your row?
Yeah, so
okay.
So I didn't have enough of the third color for the entire section, and then I had about 100 stitches left to finish the row. And I thought, okay, do I just go to the next color and go into the I-cord bind off and forget the fact that this row is not quite finished, because it probably wouldn't be very noticeable. But I took out my minis, didn't see anything in there, but there was the skein. I started the Lily Pilly.
Yes.
The Lily Pilly's kind of in the naughty corner. That I don't know why. I have to start the lace again, or just decide that it's over between the two of us. There is no one affair.
Finalize the breakup.
Exactly. But the light pink that I had put in there, which is a wool barn,
Nice.
it just, you won't notice it, not at all. I probably even could have knit one more row and it would have been just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
good.
yeah, so the shawl's finished. It's blocking. If you happen to follow me on Instagram as Selma Knits,
I'm having trouble starting my seam. A lot of trouble, and it's about to get thrown across the room. Sorry, don't mind me.
Happy Podiversary. There was
Don't
some
mind
violence
me.
on the show. Anyway, so yeah, so it is blocking, and it's going to be published this week. It is a really fun shawl to make. If you want to make a pie shawl, you've got a little bit of lace experience. You really don't need brioche experience.
And I mean,
Brioche.
who doesn't like pie?
Exactly.
The brioche part is what throws me off of a lot of patterns, because it's everywhere right now. Everywhere.
But brioche is really not hard. Like, it's seriously really not hard. It's a different terminology.
I guess
you have to get used to that.
Once you get it.
But once you get it, it's like,
Okay.
no big deal.
And then, you know, I always have you.
Yeah, and really, it's very repetitive. Once you understand what you need to do. Now, I remember, that was one of my goals for last year, was to make brioche.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I had taken books out of the library, and I would look at the book and go, I have no clue what I'm supposed to do. Like, I just couldn't do it. But I thought, everybody's knitting the Exploration Station. Surely I can do it. And so I just went ahead, and when I got to the brioche section, I looked up Stephen West's video. It was easy explanation, started it, and away I went, and it was perfectly fine. So I think it depends what kind of a learner you are. I'm not very good with learning from written word. It really
I need to see it too.
you show me and I'll be like, oh, okay, off I go. And so I think, respect what kind of learner you are, but it really is quite easy. I
always have my mentor here, so we're good.
Probably the most difficult thing is fixing a mistake, because it's a completely different read in terms of what's happening with the yarn.
And have you had to fix a mistake?
I had to fix a mistake in a couple of times in this shawl where I don't know what happened. Like one, I dropped a stitch, and I had to fix it. And so then I had to really look, okay, what is actually happening here, to try and mimic it.
So
and I eventually got it.
Being able to read your knitting is good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Really important. So, anyway. What
you doing?
Oh.
Go ahead. Whips. What you doing?
You want me to keep talking?
We're going to monopolize you while you're here.
Well, I just started this morning. I was swatching for it. It's the Flex sweater, which my friend Kate of Hawthorne Craft. No, Holly. Sorry, I think I missaid that the other week on my podcast too. I think it was Holly who gave this pattern to me. I'm sorry, Holly. I think I lied last week. And you didn't correct me. So this is the Flex sweater by Heidi Kiermaier. She, I think, published this for Quince & Company, and it's supposed to be knit in Quince & Company Kestrel, which is their Aran weight organic linen, sort of a chainette linen. And this is a front detail, if you can see that, because it's got a very unusual construction. Very unusual. So that makes me a little nervous just because I can't modify anything. I'm just so used to modifying.
Just have to follow the pattern.
I have to follow the pattern? Oh.
This is not looking right. I will seam this later. I think I need a thicker yarn to seam it because it's just not working out right.
Okay. So, it's a weird construction where you start going up, and then to get this interesting, I don't know if you can see, but essentially the yarn is coming in all different directions. So I think you're kind of doing like a reverse.
Don't mind me.
What would you call this? You know when you knit a shawl, like a square shawl, for example, you would go from the in out and you're increasing every corner. Well, here you start going in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just a totally different construction. So I just started it. I have had this yarn in my stash forever. It's called, and I think I have a tag in here somewhere. And even the sale price was crossed out because I think I got this for a ridiculously cheap price. It's Katya Fanny. You see that? But the price tag is hiding it.
That was
it
the
is
Knickers, was it?
It was.
Yeah.
Not even the end. It was just in there. They always had crazy fun stuff. And so I got an entire, like the whole bag of this for, I don't know, $20 or something like that. And it's a silk viscose blend 50-50. It's very ropey looking. It knits a bit like rope, I'm going to be honest. Not the most enjoyable knit. But from the swatch, it really kind of softened up a little bit and felt a lot less ropey once it had been wet. And I'm knitting it on these horrible arrow needles.
What size?
Bite your tongue. I love my arrows.
Yeah, they're fine, except that I can't get the twist to like relax on this thing. But the needles themselves are perfectly fine. And yeah, you know what? I mean, they're a good quality metal needle, right? They're not fancy. There's some improvements that could happen, but they knit perfectly fine. So this is what I'm using for this. Did I say that it's being housed in the bag? But the bag is from Kate, from Hawthorne Cottage Craft. She had gifted us all this fabulous bag, which is kind of a quilted style, and there's snaps in it, and then it buttons over. It's a great bag, so I am housing this project.
It's very unique because you can't find that.
Yeah, it is. Really great bag. So that is the first thing that I'm working on. This week, so I finished the Oracle shawl, but finishing the Oracle shawl took quite a long time. I think I ended up finishing it on Friday. And at one point, I took a little break and I started working on, excuse me for the noise.
Sorry.
Excuse me as I dump things over here. I started working on my Happy Scrappy blanket, which is being housed in this bag by Quince Pie, who sells on Etsy. makes these fabulous kind of quilted bags and wooden
Very
handles.
full.
It's very full with this blanket. So I feel like things are going to go flying, like my crochet hook, which is now caught. But I had a bit of a snafu. My knitting mojo was not 100% this week. First I had issues just because I was running out of yarn on the Oracle shawl, got that fixed. And then I decided to start adding some more squares on this. Uh-oh. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know if you're going to be able to see the problem.
You started putting them on the other side?
No, there's a difference in the yarn.
I picked up a new, you can't see it in our light very well.
Oh.
I picked up a new lot of, it's cream colored yarn, but there is a clear difference between the other lot and the new lot. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So this row here, which I was almost finished.
It seems a lot brighter than the previous
It
row.
is. It is a lot brighter. I don't know if you can see that. So I started a new ball partway down the row, and it's a different dye lot. I mean, this was the natural color, so I thought, oh well, no big deal. Never occurred to me that they could be different, but they are. So now I need to make a decision about whether I go back to the store and see if they have any other dye lots that are more similar to the previous one. Luckily I have some bands at the bottom of the bag so I can see the dye lot number. I'm going to go see if they happen to have any more.
Old time?
Yeah, I got them at Old Time. If not, I think I'm going to end the blanket here. I'm going to undo that row, and I'll use this slightly different dye lot for the border because I think that that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just too bothersome. I mean, it's already, whoa, it's quite big.
More of a lappy blanket.
It'll be a little bit more of a lappy blanket or a day blanket, you know. And I'll try and make it wider and bigger by doing a bigger edge on it. I think that that's what I'll do. I haven't told Isla this yet because I think she was expecting a single bed size blanket, and I'm not very far off, and I really wanted to finish this for her birthday in November. And I was so excited with the ones that I was putting on this row. So anyway, we'll see what happens, but this may be the end of the Happy Scrappy, and then, gee, I might have to start another one. Because I got enough minis, and I really want to do the one that goes back and forth. The Granny Stripe. I'm really wanting to do that one. But I have so enjoyed making this, and I certainly have probably a month's worth of ends to weave in, and then there's the border and all that kind of stuff. So I'm starting to even think maybe I should just stop here. But I'd probably go to the store to check just once. But that's what happens.
You could always send them an email.
Yeah, I could.
Or,
you know, it just never occurred to me that the cream could be different, but of course it's treated as well, right? Yeah. And I've got enough, and I'm like, oh well, maybe I'll make a sweater. Or I'll use it for the border for sure. And then I thought I would put some, Isla loves turquoise, so I thought maybe I would put some turquoise along the very outside. But it may be the end of the blanket, which wouldn't be a bad thing. And it's already a decent size. So that's essentially what I've been working on. I was going to start something for Isla, but I haven't started it yet. I haven't gotten past much. So I have managed to make a big mess here now.
Want me to go, Lynn?
Sure.
Okay. So what am I getting on? I will do this one first. In my freckled whimsy bag, I have my husband's sweater, which is the Lumberjack. And that is by, tell me I didn't put her name on here either. It's on the show notes.
It's not on the pattern?
No, it's not on the pattern. I put it in the show notes. I thought.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
You wrote it down on the show notes last week, and
because it looks like
Silly me.
I remember who this is. And I don't have my phone to look it up.
Last week's shirts. No, I didn't write it down. What the heck? Anyway, I'm not worried. I will put it in there. I will try and remember to put it in this time. So, as you know, I joined in the round. Where's my stitch marker? And I have knit another...
Such a nice gray.
What, a couple inches there?
Mm-hmm.
This is Valley Yarn Superwash DK in the extra fine merino in a, it's like a light gray.
It's a really nice gray. Selma is liking this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a shock.
What a shock.
And that is knit on size 3.5 and 4, which is, sorry, US 4 and 6. I couldn't see because of the microphone. So I'm getting some, hopefully it'll be done before Christmas.
And you have a beautiful progress keeper
That's
on
from
here.
Tanya.
Beautiful.
Tanya sent us all these little progress
Look at
keepers.
that. Isn't that beautiful? Little sort of heart.
And I'm like, why do I have a mini in here? But you gave it to me.
Oh, darn, I forgot minis. Ended up being such a hectic morning.
So,
It's not like you'll never see us again.
No, but I had some minis done up for you finally. Because I feel like I've finished so many projects and haven't given minis out.
and the other thing I'm knitting is the shawl for one of my friends. So I had to start over. I think I had a little bit less than this last week, and that's by Andrea Mowry, who is Drea Renee Knits. Of course, they're never on the right page, are they?
It was having a birthday sale right now, I believe.
Oh, is she?
I believe
So that's what it is. I've already knit one for my daughter, and this one is for a friend. She paid for the yarn. And
Okay,
the
that's
next color going on is this one. But if you go on Ravelry under Mulhall, Mullhol, it's exactly the same as hers, because my friend saw it and went, I need that. So it's very easy to pick up yarn. And this is in my Emerald Fibers bag with a nice honeybee on it.
Did you get the yarn at Wool Time as well?
Yes, I did.
They have a really good selection.
I basically ordered it online and had my husband go pick it up.
Very smart.
Yeah, well, you don't pay shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Nor are
like,
you tempted.
sorry?
Nor are you tempted.
Right,
A
yeah,
whole bunch
going
of
in
other
the store.
stuff. Yeah,
Hey,
you guys were there
I
recently.
went with you and I didn't buy anything, and then I'm like, I actually needed yarn.
I was there yesterday.
Oh.
Oh, because they were having
Because
their...
I bought this.
Was that from the sale section?
Mm-hmm. I needed something for a test knit, so.
They really have a fabulous discount center.
I didn't get much progress on my hubby's socks, but that's okay because
What were you knitting at work this week? I didn't even pay attention.
one day I was knitting these and I was knitting his sweater. So I got a few rows done, and I want to get this a little closer because my friend Shella made me that. And I promptly took off the one that was on it and put this one there. And this is knit on 2.75 millimeters, which is a US 2. Yep. And this is the Mustache Yarn Perfect Soft Star Wars Limited Edition BB-8.
I'm really, really regretting not getting some of that because it's such a fun colorway.
What does she call it? Her
OCD
packs. And it's being housed in a little bag I got in a swap that I did in the Book a Stitcher podcast group. And then last but not least, I started a baby blanket. It is the Garter Rib Baby Blanket, and I had started it in a bulkier yarn, but I didn't like the way it was turning out. So I was at Michael's the other night, and of course I was on the Facebook group chat trying to figure out what yarn. And Sarah, the
No word of a lie, she sent us like 20 pictures.
Yeah. I took a hold of that group and went help. And then Sarah said she really liked this color wheel by Loops and Thread. And so I sent them pictures of all the colors. But of course I picked green.
Surprise, surprise!
What a shock.
But it'll be nice, and this is going to be the border, the blue. And so I've gotten a few rows done. I really like it. It's much brighter in real life, though. And that's on 4.5.
I think it's pretty true. Although I have to say my t-shirt is a lot brighter in real life than what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see what
I
happens.
think it's because we're recording earlier in the day, and the sun isn't quite on the other side of the house yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just slipped off my needles, and this is being knit on 4.5, which is a US 7. And that's it.
I'm almost at the end of the row.
Holy big needles.
Holy big needles. Those look like size 10s or something.
No, those are 15s?
These are 19s.
Oh, 19s.
19 millimeter?
Nope, US 19s. They are 15 millimeters.
15 millimeters.
Because I'm doing a test knit.
Wow.
This is the beginning of a test knit for Sarah Lukes, who is Seattle Sky Dye Works, and she works at the Nifty Knitter in Seattle. This is a test. It's a pattern she created for Mondo. Is it? Who makes Mondo? Cascade, I believe, makes Mondo. It is a super, super bulky yarn. This is not Mondo, because I couldn't find any. This is made out of Bernat Mega Bulky, which is going to be part of my stash in the Radiant Orchid colorway. And it's going to be a really big cowl. I couldn't find circulars in a size 19 because they didn't have any, other than super, super long ones, and I needed a 24-inch. So I bought straights instead, and I'm going to seam it up the side. I'm going to crochet seam it up the inside when I'm done. So, because she said so you can easily knit it flat and then seam it at the end. So
yeah, because I was just thinking if I have any, and I think the largest I have is 12 millimeter.
Me too.
Big. They're not my biggest needles. I actually have some of the 25 millimeter ones at home, which I think I don't know what that's
Actually,
called.
I think I have some wooden ones that are that size.
I have some bigger ones at home. They're like tree trunks. They're awful. And I have knit with them, and they're terrible. I might actually do something with the leftovers from this with it. We'll see, because these are like really hand crampy needles. So
yeah, your hands are not used to that.
Yeah, I'm really not used to this. I feel like I don't even write with anything this big. This is like writing with those big whiteboard markers. But it's a 15 row pattern, so I should be done by tonight.
Oh, jeez.
I'll have a faux for you next week, too. Well, not next week, because I'm not here next week.
Neither am I, but we're podcasting.
Yeah.
We're together.
Oh, okay, fine. I will bring it to Chicago with me. And we're going to have a different guest star next week.
Next week, yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have Sarah, the Canadian knitter, with us.
Yep.
That is very cool.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you can come to Stitches with us next year.
Yes. Start planning now.
Maybe.
You know where I'd really like to go?
Where
is
would you
New
really like to
Hampshire.
Oh, that's
I haven't
in
been to
September.
New Hampshire yet.
Oh, is that not?
It was in the spring, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
It's
Yes,
that's
just
the one that's
went.
in May.
Just went, yeah.
That's in May, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the
I
one
thought it
in
was in September.
No, that's Vermont.
Vermont.
Vermont is in September, and so is New England.
Right.
Right.
And New Hampshire is in the spring.
Okay.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on
Hey,
it. Jen
it's
is probably yelling corrections at us.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited to be going to Twist for the first time. Because I've never been able to go, but
I
this
may
year
go, I'm not
August
sure.
is a little
Have you
bit more
decided
simple.
to go this Saturday or not?
I haven't decided because I want it to be there. There is going to be a podcast type of event.
Is there?
On Sunday
it's
morning.
Like a podcast lineup. They asked me, and I wasn't interested in being in a sort of a lineup.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It seems kind of formal, but I thought if Eric's going to be there and Nicole, the gentle
Well, they
knitter.
asked Sarah, and she didn't want to do that, but they said they would interview her separately, so they'll probably do that on Saturday, because she's only going Saturday, then she's driving home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm kind of torn because I would like to be there to see those guys.
It doesn't warrant a 2-day.
Yeah, so I'll probably go on the Sunday. I haven't quite decided yet, but
I don't know if I'm going at all yet.
and I was thinking about taking my daughter Isla with me.
Because my trip that was supposed to happen that weekend is not happening. So.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, but I would eventually like to go to some of the other ones as well.
Well,
It would be fun to go to, because you guys are going to Chicago. SSK's in Chicago, right?
Stitches.
Sorry.
Stitches.
Yes.
What did you
SSK is
mention?
in Tennessee.
Vermont.
No, earlier you said you need to come with us next year. Start planning.
Stitches.
For Stitches. Okay. Sorry.
I've never been to SSK.
No. That looked like a fun time,
I'm
too.
kind of bummed because there's still space in Franklin Habit's hand sewing class, but it's on Sunday morning. We're going to be on the road on the way home.
But you did convince him to come to the podcast.
No, he's going to be doing book signing. You weren't paying attention.
Oh. I only
Yeah, he's
remember
doing a book signing.
I only
at that
remember
point.
you saying "squee."
Yeah, because he was super excited about it until he found out when it was. And he's He's going to be doing a book signing during the podcaster meetup, so I may duck it early to go get him a signed book. Since, I have one and all. So anyway, yes, this is a test knit. It is currently... Its working title is the Mondo Cowl, but she's looking for a better name for it.
So, is she working at a knitting store?
Yeah, she's been working in a knitting store for ages.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
But she's also an indie dyer and makes progress keepers and orifice hooks and all kinds of shawl pins and all kinds of nifty things. So check her out on Etsy.
She makes handmade notebooks, which I got one and I love it.
She makes all kinds of things.
Yeah.
This yarn is very fluffy. I'm going to have a pink beard by the time we're done. So,
we will too.
The only other thing I've been working on, and I'm trying not to make too much noise next to the microphone, and there goes one of my stitch markers. It's going to be one of those days, I think. Is the Turnback hat by Brandy Miller. I don't know if you can see the cables here. I'm afraid that the cables are kind of getting lost.
Can I see?
Yeah, they're not really all that visible, but I'm only partway through the pattern so far. So, I don't know if you can see them at all.
I mean, I can see them in person.
Probably be able to see them better when it's finished, because I've only got like 15 rows worth of cables done. So this is the Turnback hat by Brandy Miller, who has Eat My Yarns on Ravelry. She did the Stace hat that I test knit just before Christmas. So there are 2 cabled panels, one on either side of the hat, and the rest is plain knit. And this is done out of the Tangled Skeins CA yarn in teal.
It's not superwash, by the way.
That's fine. It's a hat.
Merino.
It's a hat. I'm not concerned.
I'm just glad she's knitting with it.
And it is on 2.75 millimeters, which is US 3, US 2, and 3.25 millimeters, which is US 3. Currently, I'm using the 3s. The 2.75s were for the ribbing. So
pretty.
That's all I'm working on.
I'm really liking the white flecks. There was not a lot of white in the skein, and it just, I like it.
No, it's really nice. Actually, I've been thinking about the skein you gave me, and I think I finally have an idea for it.
I think this will show up better when it's finished, because I'll be able to block it and show it properly. And right now, if I do that, this
I'm hoping to get some more combs of yarn at Twist, because there's a skein from one of my minis that Holly wants a full skein of, but we'll see.
So that's all I'm working on.
Cool.
Did you keep all your recipes? Like, did you write down what you did?
I took pictures.
Okay.
Pictures are better for me. The mini skeins I did not, because those were one of a kind. But so we have some knit-alongs going along. The 2017 Travel the World by Design knit-along is still in full swing, and the continent is North America. It's not too late to join. It goes until April, May, June, July, August, end of September. Sorry, I had to do that calculation in my head. The Brown Bag Sock Club is also in full swing for the same amount of time, July 1st to September 30th. The Pal Cal with the Actually Knitting podcast, for which I'm sponsoring and giving prizes and a coupon code, which we'll mention later, is still ongoing. There will be a link in the show notes for you to go and check that out if you want to. Stash Dash is on until the 20th?
26th, I thought.
26th?
No, 20th. You're right.
No.
It started on the 26th.
Right. And
August 20th.
There will be a link in the show notes for you to click to go on over there. And that's basically run by Lala, who is Laura from the Knit Girls.
God, I'll be lucky if I reach a kilometer. Because I just did another 200-yard project. That's all I've finished so far is 2 200-yard projects. Meter projects. Not going very far.
So we're celebrating our 5th year. We started on July 27th, 2012, and that's when all of our festivals started as well. It was 2012.
Yep.
So I think
First one being Stitches.
it was, yep. And what we've decided is I'm having a huge destash, and so I'm going to put together a package, very special. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be a super surprise. And I'm going to put a thread in the group. What did we say the question was?
Oh, I don't think we actually...
We didn't.
Oh, we
didn't decide it.
Well, guess what? You're going to have to wait and see.
Everything about this is going to be a surprise.
It's a surprise to everybody.
Surprise to us, too.
Yeah, So it'll be a package, and there will be a prompt. You'll have to go into the group. And
There'll be a thread
answer
specifically.
the prompt, and then there will be a surprise.
So happy Podiversary! You've been here for at least 100.
I actually started like right after July 1st, 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were here longer than that.
No, it was 2 years ago. It was like the beginning of July.
Oh, anyway.
So how many episodes would that be?
It depends. We usually did 4 a month.
Yeah, and I was only here about once a month. So, I don't know.
Anyway.
Let's say I've done about 30 episodes or something like that.
Do you have stash?
Well,
Would you like me to
I
go?
wanted to ask you a question though, Sue, because you're the one who's been podcasting for 5 years.
Crazy. And I asked you to podcast with me.
I know.
And the look on your face, we were coming back from the coffee shop, and she looked at me like I was an alien.
I practically remember what I was wearing that moment is somehow like
seared in your brain.
And now look, she's podcasting alone.
Yeah, and you have been a very loyal podcaster. Loyal. Like, there are very few podcasters out there that have been doing it for, like, once a week practically.
Yeah. We had
Most
some
of the time.
little hits and misses and, life.
There have been
going
bumps
on.
in the road.
Yeah. But, I mean, there are the Knit Girls who've been doing it once a week.
It's like 8-9 years, maybe?
And how many episodes do they have?
Oh, they're in the...
They're almost at 500.
Yeah, they're almost at 500.
Wow.
There's
Kristen of Bull and Vine.
the zombies.
The Stockinette Zombies.
They've been around for quite a while.
Paula's
So,
been
you know,
around
to
forever.
like...
Who?
I mean, there
Paula, yeah.
And there are a lot of podcasters, although she was audio until recently.
Well, she's
But
still audio.
still,
She just does
yeah.
little extra ones on.
Yeah. But, you know, like, that requires stamina, man.
Yeah.
That's
And
stamina.
a husband who totally understands. Because when you're podcasting every week, you don't make weekend plans.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we've skipped a few here and there when we've had to for illnesses or family obligations or trips, and
Yeah.
I don't tend to podcast by myself, but Lynn has done it. I did it once and I did not like it at all. It was like 15 minutes.
I didn't do it alone
different
either.
thing.
My kitty helped.
Right. Okay.
It is a little weird, I have to say, to do it on your own at first. You know,
Especially when you have the experience of having 2 other people with you.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, you have had stamina and commitment to this, man.
So I'm going to just jump into stash while she's blabbering away.
Well, do you want me to?
talk
I'll
about
do
it.
it first because I only have one thing to show. I got 2 skeins of this. I've already showed it to you. It is Bernat Mega Bulky in the Radiant Orchid colorway.
It is
That's
that
it for my
bright.
stash. Yes, it is.
So I had one of the viewers contact me. One of the viewers who talked about how to get rid of fruit flies. Do you remember,
Yes.
Lynn? Well, she asked for my address, and she made us each some scrubbies.
Oh, that's sweet scrubbies.
And I will read the
Oh
note.
my word!
Oh, they were like real
Oh,
scrubbies.
the tag came off.
That is
of this
cool.
one. That's mine. Here's yours.
She made
Oh
them
my
out
gosh,
of
she made them for me
Fantex.
too.
So I want to read what she said because
These are very cool. Like, they are made out of, like, these are proper
They're like
scrubbies,
Fantex.
man. You know
So
who's going
she
to love these? My
said-
husband's going to love these.
she loves these because they last forever. She makes them for family and friends, all different ones. The best design is this one she's had. So it is 2 rounds of single crochet. If you rinse them and squeeze out the water air dry, they never smell like those stinky sponges. It's nylon, no germs. The one I have in my sink has been there for 6 months and it still works great.
Thank you.
She sent them to us and she's like, fruit fly. Stop it.
That's her 6 munchkin stitching.
Yeah. So I thought, hey, I'm going to give a couple to
These
Abby.
are, yeah.
Thank you
these
very
are
much.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for including me.
I'll give you her name because that might help. Kathy.
So, was there something, is there a magic trick for fruit flies?
I don't know.
It's
I haven't found it
balsamic
yet.
vinegar or vinegar of some kind with a few drops of dish soap.
Hasn't worked
And what
yet.
do? You leave it in a glass on the counter?
Well, we have it in a
You
glass
put it
on
in
the
a bowl
counter.
with saran wrap on top, and you make little holes in
Yeah.
it. But it hasn't worked for me yet.
Maybe because you have too many at this point.
I don't know.
I don't
They're
know.
not even touching the traps. Like they're not going near them.
If you have any other ideas of how to get rid of fruit flies, let us know.
And my landlord fumigated for ants the other day around the outside of the building. You should see my son's windowsill. Thousands of dead ants on his inside windowsill. It's I've been complaining about the ants since March or May. I have a lot of ants.
So
they're very hard to get rid of.
My next stash is the surprise I've been telling them about for a little while. Mm-hmm. So I contacted
I feel like
Beverly,
I'm
I think her name is Beverly. Yes, Beverly, and she is from Tilting Planet.
Ooh.
And I had her dye up some yarn for us for our. Happened that it came on the Podiversary time.
Excellent.
So I chose this one for Lynn. There's a little stitch marker in there, which is actually really awesome. I chose this one for you.
Beautiful.
It's like she knows us or something.
I was just looking at this person's work the other day.
I'll be honest, I haven't heard of her.
Well,
super pretty.
I found out that she's been watching us for years, and so she added a little stitch marker.
Aww.
This is what the stitch marker is.
This is a beautiful, beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Cute,
I'm trying to open mine up.
I'm gonna. Did you show the
I'm trying to.
peoples?
No, I didn't show the peoples. Do you want to show the peoples?
Hello, peeps. It's a ball.
So much crinkling going on.
Yep.
And it's got like
Confetti,
star-shaped confetti inside.
and Tilting Planet.
So adorable. This is a beautiful
And then-
color. I was just thinking the other
So
day.
this one is mine.
Oh.
Mine is the geologist.
And mine is. I don't know what you said. Oh, I was looking for small already.
And mine is Ocean in a Bucket.
And then she added a little extra for me. She makes moon rocks. That's what she called them. So they're minis. They're 10 grams each, by the way. And right now she's making some where they're wrapped in cellophane. Like
Cool.
colored cellophane. But yeah, I thought, what a play on words, right? Moon rocks.
They're beautiful colors too.
So thank you, Beverly, for helping me surprise
Thank
the girls.
you.
But the surprises aren't over. Well, for Lynn anyway. This is for you. To cheer you up from all the stuff going on.
Hang on. I feel like I'm knitting with rope and boat oars.
Oh.
Sue, you're mean. Scissors.
Oh, sorry.
It's one of those envelope things, like mailers. And
Yeah, well, she put it in the package with that so that it would be a surprise.
My Podiversary gift to these ladies.
Garlic.
Hey, that's a pretty awesome gift.
I had a garlic.
I saw this and I had to order it for you.
And
there
some
was
bay
no
leaves.
choice.
And some cherry jam that I
Prepare
made.
for the squee.
Does the lock not work?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
you go. Prepare for the squee.
Tamika, look at this. Tamika, look. Tamika is obsessed with Wonder Woman.
Tamika?
Yeah,
Who's Tamika?
you haven't met her.
Okay.
She's one of my. It's from Ginger Snap,
Yes, who's Canadian?
and it's got cute little star and like star thingies on the. It's a progress keeper on the zipper pull. It's Wonder Woman.
I'm assuming you guys have seen the new movie.
I have.
Yes.
It's really good.
I went with Rob, and just so happens that as the previews were about to start, Teresa walks in. So it's like, Teresa, over here! So she came and sat with us, and then her husband came in after getting popcorn. So the five of us watched the movie together because we had Sky with us. It was amazing.
I was supposed to go the day I was at the hospital with my daughter, so my son got an impromptu invitation to watch the movie.
I loved it. It was awesome.
It was really good. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
I thought Chris Pine was really good in it.
I thought so too.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing him in A Wrinkle in Time. So much looking forward to it. And I haven't even read the books yet. I need to read the books. But yay, thank you.
Yeah, so that's it for the stuff.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really thought these were cool. I'll give a couple to my hubby.
Very,
And
very neat.
I like this enough that I'm going to find a use for it.
The bag?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a use for that.
The last time she sent us stuff, well, that one was in like a lavender envelope, and that was inside it. And the last time it was, remember, it was all those like florally thingies.
Do you have any stash?
I showed it already.
Oh, right.
It's your turn.
So that went rather quickly.
It's all you.
I don't have a huge amount of stuff. I podcasted last week, and I had wanted to show excuse me, in case you want to see the top of my head. I'd wanted to show.
Your hair, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Unlike me.
I wanted to show the Notions pouch that Sue made for me, and I'm going to show it again when I record next time. Which I absolutely love. And it's great because it's flat, so it can stick into any little spot. And I stuck a Progress Keeper on here that our friend Shella made. Sue showed hers, and she made this one for me. And just really awesome.
Do you find the tab works? Do you find it useful, like when you're opening it?
I don't think I use it.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that it's not useful.
No.
But I think what's useful about having a tab too is that somebody might want to hang it on something. You know?
Yep.
I think it's useful to have a tab. And no, it's great. And it fits. I got these scissors actually from a viewer of the podcast at one point, and they're great because they're extremely sharp and they've got a cover. But the little pouch that I was carrying around before, they didn't quite fit in, so I'm glad to have a pouch really fit.
The reason I wanted it is so I could fit a large crochet hook so you can put it horizontal.
Yeah.
It's the flatness, cool. And I've worked out the kinks, so Selma's actually it didn't come apart like my first one did. She's like, you have a hole there. Oh yeah, I got to work on that. I figured it out. I have fabric cut. I need to get a new vinyl needle because sewing through that vinyl, it's not easy, even with the vinyl needle. But that's my new design, and the bag you showed last week is my new design, and I'm going to be getting some of those.
I really like it. Looking forward to seeing more of them.
That's really pretty.
And then this was the last of my birthday purchases.
Oh, the one that you said you hadn't gone to check the mail?
I hadn't gone to check the mail, and it was waiting in the mailbox. Actually, it wasn't waiting in the mailbox. The Canada Post thingamajiggy was waiting in the mailbox. I thought, this would have fit in there perfectly fine. What is with that guy?
Yeah.
Like, it was a flat package.
Well, they'll leave huge things at our front door, but then we'll have to go pick up the small
stuff. So I had to go to the post office, but it had arrived, I suspected. This is by Herbstblatt Regina, who is a German hand dyer. This is in her Birch Silky Singles, which is a 70% merino superwash and 30% silk. It's a single ply. And this is in her Birkentinde, I think. And it's essentially got speckles of, as you saw there, kind of caramel brown and blue.
So, any ideas what you're going to make?
Well, I wanted to get a few speckled yarns. I really enjoyed when I made Marsha Ibuki's Sorrento shawl, and I had that skein that I had got at the Frolic in Toronto of hedgehog fibers in the urchin colorway. I was like, speckles are really useful to have around when you're making shawls, because I think it just really worked well to have two solids and then the speckled, and not too speckled. Variegated yarns sometimes have their limitations in shawls. They do. So whereas speckles are not as limiting in shawls, isn't that like, look at the beautiful, look at that. So I have, which we had received as a gift, oh darn, what are they called? Ancient Arts?
Ancient Arts.
We had received a skein of, and I received it, and it's this sort of bright blue that's right there.
Oh, that'll match.
So this might go with that, or something else, but this, I mean, it's a shawl yarn, it's not a sock yarn. So this will definitely be going into a shawl, but I'm not 100% sure yet what.
We need to ponder.
I do.
Oh, that's a single too.
It is a single, so it's going to be perfect for a shawl. So,
cool.
We'll see. Yeah.
So we have some coupon codes. Open Skies Yarn, 10% off until tomorrow, July 31st, and the code is Tangled10.
Tomorrow is the 31st?
Yes. Stitches of
Sky turns 16 on Tuesday.
Oh my.
My youngest turned 16 on Tuesday.
Oh, my youngest is 19.
We did her birthday yesterday at my mom's house, and we ordered Chinese food, and she got the Harry Potter series books.
She must be happy.
So she's ecstatic.
She hadn't read them yet?
No, I don't know that she's read them. We already had the books, but technically they're Zach's.
Yeah.
So, well, sort of. My mom bought Zach the first few, and I bought the rest, so he'll get that set when he moves out. But this was hers, and I may just go out and buy the same box set for Zach and keep the individuals that we bought, because we didn't buy them in a box or anything like that. We bought them as they came out.
It's nice to have a set.
And I think I want each of them to have their own set, because those are books that they both really enjoy. So
Cool.
She was very happy.
Cool.
So that's anyway, next coupon.
Yeah,
Do you
so
want to
we're
go?
going on to August now. Oh, yes. So the next coupon code is with Woolridge Designs, who is offered 15% off until August 31st for 1 month from now this year, and it's Too Tangled, the words Too Tangled, and the number 15.
Next one is Tangled Skeins CA.
That's me!
For the PalCal, 20% off until September 1st, and the code is PalCal2017.
Ginger Snap that. 15% off until the end of the year, and the code is the word tangle spelled 15.
Annie Pearl has offered 15% off until the end of the year, and it is the word Tangled 15.
Geektastic Fibers has 15% off until the end of the year as well, and the code is 2 Tangled 2017. So the number 2 Tangled 2017.
6 Munchkin Stitching.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, where'd you go?
No, I went completely off.
Okay, sorry, what?
Geektastic Fibers is 2 Tangled.
And then
I
we're
skipped
Frog
right over
Peak.
Frog Peak. Yeah.
Oh.
I was using Frog Peak's code.
Frog Peak Creations, 15% off until the end of the year, and it's the number 2 Tangled 2017.
Bags by Awesome Granny. Did I just steal your spot?
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I don't mind doing the last one.
I said it earlier.
Bags by Awesome Granny has offered 10% off. It's an ongoing coupon, and it's the number 2 TS and the number 10.
And 6 Munchkin Stitching
Woo, she did it!
has a 10% off ongoing coupon code, and the code is the word 2 Tangled 10.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
5 years under our belt. Look for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Look
I
for
hope
that thread.
Hope I didn't embarrass you too much.
Well, so look for that
Jump
thread,
spot.
because you're not going to know what it's going to be, what the prompt is going to be, and you won't
Heck,
know.
we're not sure what it is right now.
And the surprise, we don't even know what that is yet. So
Nope.
So next week we will be in Chicago.
Yep.
And
Woo!
probably podcasting on Saturday night.
Either Saturday or Friday, because
Yeah.
we're going home on Sunday.
Right. So we'll be podcasting from there. I'm gonna try and take some like little movie shots while we're at Stitches. And yeah, it'll be fun.
Very cool.
I'm just excited because she's gonna take me to a Joanne's.
And we might have lunch with Andrea, the
Oh,
cat lady,
fun.
on Friday.
Oh.
On Thursday, on their way up.
Sorry, not like I haven't met her before, but
Squeal, squeal, squeal.
Do you know I had completely forgotten she'd come to Rhinebeck?
Yeah.
I was like, Sarah's never met her. This is going to be great. And Sarah's like,
hotel
I've met her.
horror.
Yeah, we had dinner together.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So look for the thread being up a little later, and we're gonna jab about what the prize question.
We're going to jab.
We're gonna jabber. Jabber.
I can jab you if you,
You
want.
can, that would
I got
hurt.
big sticks.
So have a good week, everybody, and happy knitting. Bye.
Happy knitting, everybody. Nice to see you again.
We got her.